The world is full of places that seem like they are straight out of legends. From the dramatic and romantic ancient castles in Scotland to Baalbek, an ancient Phoenician city in modern-day Lebanon, these places continue to fascinate and capture the imagination of people all over the world. While visiting these sites may seem like a far-off dream for many, the mere thought of their existence is enough to ignite a sense of wonder and wanderlust in all of us. Whether it's the history, the beauty, or the mystery, these places remind us that there is still so much magic in the world waiting to be discovered, like they're straight out of legends. I'm excited to take you on a journey to some of the most legendary places in the world. We'll be counting down from 10 to 1 and exploring the history and magic behind each one. Dunnottar Castle. The incredible castle is perched on the edge of a great sea cliff in Scotland, overlooking the endless blue ocean. It's one of the most dramatic and romantic ancient castles in Scotland and truly looks like it's straight out of a fairy tale. But this place isn't just a pretty face, it has a fascinating history. It was once a mighty medieval fortress and has been burned, torn down, rebuilt and then burned again. Armies have laid siege to the castle and it's been the home of queens and saints. The earliest historical record of the site is of a church on the rock of Dunnottar in the 5th century AD. The church was established by Saint Ninian as one of the first Christian sites in northern Scotland. Over the years, the site transformed into a fort, a settlement, and finally a castle in the 9th century. The castle has inspired many backgrounds for films, including Hamlet from 1990 and my personal favourite Disney Pixar's Brave. Have you ever been here before, or is this a place on your bucket list? Let me know in the comments below. Pantheon in Rome. It's hard to find somewhere more legendary in Rome than the Pantheon. This monument is the physical representation of Rome's glory and has been for 2,000 years. Built by Emperor Agrippa around 25 BC, initially the Great Temple was dedicated to the 12 major gods of Rome. The building that still stands was likely a reconstruction of the original Pantheon commissioned by Emperor Hadrian between 118 and 125 AD. The building technique used in the construction is quite extraordinary. It's one of the few ancient Roman buildings that's remained perfectly stable and almost fully intact. As with many Roman constructs, the purpose behind the Pantheon changed as the years went by. What was originally a temple to the pagan gods soon became a piece of Christian history. The Pantheon is still being used as a place of Christian worship today, but if you look deep within the roots of the building, you'll see it was once a legendary temple, a place where early Romans came to give praise to the 12 gods. Before we move on to the next one, don't forget to subscribe for more videos about amazing legendary places around the world. Castle San Angelo. It's also known as the Mausoleum of Hadrian. This massive historic building is located in a park in Rome, just east of the Vatican. It was commissioned by Roman Emperor Hadrian to be his final resting place, and it's truly a sight to behold. Roman emperors were known for their narcissism, and they all wanted grand monuments to be remembered by. While most of them completed at least one major building project to achieve this, Hadrian succeeded spectacularly. His mausoleum is one of the most impressive buildings in Rome today, alongside the legendary Pantheon. The mausoleum went through many changes over the years. It was originally built between 134 and 139 AD, and it looked its best at that time. Legend has it that the mausoleum was topped with a lush garden like a hanging jungle, and Hadrian's ashes were placed within his tomb in 138. His wife Sabina and their adopted son Lucius were also interred there. However, things started to go wrong for Hadrian after that. He had expected the tomb to be used only for the remains of himself and his immediate family members, but succeeding emperors were also buried there. The last recorded burial was Emperor Caracalla in 217. Nearly a century of dead Roman rulers had their ashes put in urns and stored in a treasury room deep within the mausoleum. Then, in 401, the mausoleum was transformed into a military fortress. The Visigoths looted Rome in 410 and scattered the ashes of all those who were buried inside. Hadrian's own ashes were thrown around the pillaged streets of Rome, and the entire place was smashed, burned, and all its statues and decorations destroyed. But the building wasn't finished yet. Its bones were still strong. In the following years, the structure was turned into a castle, and in the 14th century, Pope Nicholas III connected the castle to St. Peter's Basilica using a secret underground passage now called the Passetto di Borgo. St. Brendan's Island. A legendary island believed to be located somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean near northern Africa. According to legend, the island was discovered by Saint Brendan in the year 512. He travelled across the ocean with 14 monks and stumbled upon an uninhabited piece of land, where they stayed for 15 days. However, the ships waiting for their return reported that they were gone for a full year. The whole time, the island remained shrouded in a thick haze of fog and couldn't be reached by anyone else. The island became a kind of maritime ghost story, and even today nobody knows if it truly exists. Later on in the Middle Ages, a monk by the name of Barino claimed he too discovered the mysterious island paradise shrouded in fog. The island was covered in thick woods, the sun never set, and the trees were ripe with fruit. The birds sang, the rivers flowed, and it was a land of abundance and peace. The King of Portugal became interested in the island in the 15th century, and famous explorer Henry the Navigator allegedly came across it, but couldn't reach it because of dangerous sea conditions. When he tried to find it again, the island had simply vanished. Even Christopher Columbus believed in the existence of St. Brendan's Island, and it was included in maps until very recently. But in modern times, no sea captain has ever laid eyes on it. Mount Penley. A mountain from Chinese and Japanese mythology, ancient Chinese texts tell of this mountain being situated in the eastern part of the Bai Sea and home to immortals. According to Chinese myth, the immortals lived in a massive palace made of gold and silver with trees sprouting jewels. Many have theorized about the true location of this mountain, with some claiming it to be in Japan, Korea, or Taiwan. Emperor Qin Shi Huang even went in search of Mount Penley, hoping to obtain the secret to immortality, but he never found it. Could this mountain actually exist somewhere in Asia? Misty Peaks at the Azores. It's located 800 miles west of Portugal. For most people, these volcanic islands are an exotic paradise for vacations, but they could be the mountaintops of the famous sunken landmass we call Atlantis. Recently, archaeologists discovered ruins of pyramid-like structures on the islands that predate the original Portuguese settlements. These structures seem to be linked to similar mysterious buildings uncovered in North Africa, the Canary Islands, and Sicily. The Azores Islands chain is directly in front of the Pillars of Hercules, which is the exact position Plato claimed Atlantis was. Could the magical lands of the Azores be the ancient mountaintops of Atlantis? What do you think about these mysterious places? Do you believe in the legends and stories surrounding them? Let me know in the comments. City of the Round Pyramid. In the 14th century, a group of people known as the Purépecha emerged in central Mexico and started to bully the Aztec as the powerful Aztec civilization expanded. The Purépecha capital was a city called Chinzunzan, which translates to place of hummingbirds. After the fall of the Aztec capital Tenochtitlan in 1521, the Purépecha knew they were in trouble and sent an emissary to the Spanish in hopes of avoiding a similar fate. However, the Spanish arrived at the city in 1522 and were confronted by a massive army of 100,000 soldiers. The Purépecha didn't want to fight and instead submitted to the Spanish, agreeing to pay tribute if the Spanish would leave them alone. Unfortunately, the Spanish government gradually beat down these people until by the 1530s they were nearly extinct. The capital was changed from Chinzunzan to Valladolid, and the fabled city was abandoned. All that remains are a group of destroyed pyramids. These people had a knack for building tall, circular pyramids that were unlike the pyramids built by other cultures of Mesoamerica. Yet they are now totally destroyed, and little research has been done to find out the truth about them. Agra Fort in India. This fort was once the seat of the Mughal emperors and was built by Emperor Akbar in 1565. It served as the principal residence for all rulers until 1638, when the capital of the empire changed from Agra to Delhi. The fort's history is tied directly to other notable Mughal-era constructions like the Taj Mahal. Although it's a popular tourist destination, there's still so much mystery surrounding the fort. What secrets could this fort be hiding? Corin Castle. This unique castle, located in Romania, is one of the most impressive castles in Europe. It was built in 1440 as a defensive fortress against Ottoman invaders and was also used as a prison for the infamous Vlad the Impaler. The castle was commissioned by John Hunyadi and his son Matthias Corvinus, who was the king of Hungary from 1458 to 1490. The castle has survived the centuries remarkably well, and today you can still explore the Knight's Hall, the Diet Hall, and the spooky circular stairways that lead down to dungeons and up to tower rooms. The castle is especially eerie at night when the shadows fall and the forest grows quiet. Would you dare to spend the night here? Let us know in the comments. Before moving to number 1 on this list, take a look at Abraj al-Bait. Abraj al-Bait, also known as the Mecca Royal Clock Tower, is an incredible architectural marvel located in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. It is the world's third tallest building. The Abraj al-Bait stands at an impressive height of 1,972 feet or 601 meters, making it the third tallest building in the world after the Burj Khalifa in Dubai and the Shanghai Tower in China. Abraj al-Bait houses the world's largest clock face. The clock face on the Abraj al-Bait's main tower is the world's largest, measuring over 141 feet or 43 meters in diameter. The clock is visible from over 16 miles away and is synchronized with the timings of the prayers observed by Muslims around the world. It is located near the Masjid al-Haram. The Abraj al-Bait complex is situated just a few steps away from the Masjid al-Haram, one of the holiest sites in Islam and the world's largest mosque. This makes it an incredibly convenient location for pilgrims visiting Mecca. It has a shopping mall and a hotel. The Abraj al-Bait complex also includes a large shopping mall with over 400 stores and restaurants, as well as a luxury hotel with over 1,500 rooms. The hotel has an observation deck on its 120th floor, offering stunning views of the city and the surrounding mountains. Baalbek. Baalbek is an ancient Phoenician city in modern-day Lebanon, not far from Beirut. Its history dates back over 11,000 years, and it was an important center of worship for the ancient world. The city was particularly famous for its patron gods, Baal the sky god and Astarte, queen of heaven. At the heart of the city was a massive temple dedicated to both gods, which may have been one of the largest temples ever built in the ancient world. Sadly, the temple was destroyed and replaced by the Romans with the temple of Jupiter. The exact origins of Baalbek are shrouded in mystery, but it remains a fascinating destination for history buffs and travelers alike. So which of these ancient legendary places would you love to visit? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing videos. See you soon.